Aday Mara is in video form at Michigan practices for the first time. Michigan's men's basketball Twitter account posted a 31-second reel of highlights of Aday at practice. And it's our first look at what Mara looks like in a Michigan uniform after transferring over from UCLA. For what it's worth, I think the reason they did this is because Michigan was missing a couple of their key pieces in their early week practices. The last couple of weeks, they've had Yaxel, they've had the freshman. They were missing Merez Johnson and LJ Kaysen, who were at the FIBA World Cup, but you were able to at least see them in training camp or in the event like Merez was. Mara had not come over yet. I don't think it was a visa issue or anything like some of the other international players, but he was just, I think, either back home or I don't know, unavailable and not able to get to Ann Arbor. So when Michigan started promoting that he was there and put some pictures out of him there, Michigan fans started freaking out saying, hey, can we get some video of this? And the Michigan social media team obliged to give us 31 seconds. I will say, you see the vision for what Dusty May is after here. I quote tweeted this very quickly and said, I am intrigued. There's also some humorous parts to this video as well. What are your main takeaways from your first look at Aday Mara?
First takeaway, something I love. He goes through the drills in slow motion, but goes full speed in the scrimmage. This is a gamer. He's not a practice dude. I love that. Um, he kind of cooked Merez in this video. I thought that was interesting. He was the 31 seconds, at least 17 of them is just him bullying Merez or Merez just falling asleep on defense and Aday Mara hitting a backdoor cut to somebody, like or a pass into a backdoor cut, which was very impressive. That was a good pass by him. The spin move was nasty. The rebound, he literally moves Merez off the court to get the tip in. It wasn't the greatest Merez highlight reel is probably my biggest takeaway, but Aday Mara looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean you started where Illinois fans want us to start on this. You said 17 of the 31 seconds were at Merez's expense. I think 30 of the 31 seconds were at Merez's expense. Now, look, this is the most fascinating environment or battle between two players or just situation, I think, in the country for me. And obviously, I'm a Michigan fan, so I view everything through that lens. But truly, try and find me a positional battle with more, I don't know, context clues and history of like potential problems, but potential upside in the sport than Aday Mara and Merez Johnson battling to be Michigan center. Let's walk through how they got here quickly. Aday Mara left UCLA never becoming a starter after being a projected lottery pick when he showed up, the first big international prospect. He was supposed to be a center version of Yegor Demin and Kasparis Yakashonis, and he wasn't. He's tanked his draft stock. He never became a starter. He became the scapegoat. That's what Mick Cronin did. He blamed everything on Mara for the most part. And Mara has given some very candid interviews lately. You can even listen to a new interview he did earlier this week where he flatly says, yeah, listen, I've learned a lot about empty promises in my 2 years in college. Like what I was told would happen at UCLA is not what happened. It's not how I was used. That's why I needed to get out. And he's very blunt about it, the same way Merez is very blunt about it, right? Merez left Illinois screaming, I was wronged. They don't want to use me the way I should be used. I'm going to go to Michigan and be used the way I should be used. Here's the problem. How the hell is Dusty May going to use both of these guys the way they want to be used when Yaxel Lendeborg is standing next to them at the four playing 35 minutes? This is elementary stuff. There's 80 minutes to go around in the front court. Two guys can start out of three. Yaxel's starting and playing 35 minutes. That's not moving. He's that good. So there are 45 minutes available and one starting spot available for the guy who's upset and blasting UCLA for not using him or playing him enough, and the guy who's upset and blasting Illinois for not using and playing him enough. Like, and by the way, you want to do all of this with Elliot Cano at point guard, the pinnacle of happiness in college basketball. Listen, if any other team in the country was doing this, I would talk about the upside, but I would also be like, this guy's insane. This locker room's going to implode. And I have to have that conversation up front, even though it's my favorite team. Like that is hanging over this Michigan season. And the reality is this. I do think Dusty May has earned the benefit of the doubt to believe that he will figure this out. I don't know how he's going to figure it out because quite frankly, I think it's impossible to keep both Mara and Merez happy at the same time unless he gets really unconventional with the lineups he puts on the floor. But if he can do it, it's going to be a miracle, and this team's going to be really good, more importantly, because as you saw in this video, how many players in the country are actually 7'3" and can pass like Mara? That's freakish, right? And even if you think Merez is an absolute dog, which I do, I think Merez is the star center of my team's future, hopefully. I hope that Merez punks Mara every single day this year. I believe more in Merez as a player than I do in Mara. You watch Mara in these clips, there's just stuff Merez can't do because he's 7 inches shorter and he just can't. So, look, it's why on paper this is the best front court in America because you've got a guy as versatile and as good as Yaxel, and then a guy as versatile and as interesting as Mara, who's an elite shot blocker that can pass, and then you've got a guy who's as productive and tough and physical as Merez. Those three guys are each great, elite at different things, right? And if you can keep them all happy across 80 minutes, this team should be incredible. But you're right. Like for this moment, like the welcome Aday Mara moment to so visibly come at Merez's expense after all we've been through, it's a big triggering factor to me that man, like Merez a week ago was posting clips of him abusing Tomovicic, and now he's getting abused by Mara. Like something's got to give here, you know?
Yeah, rough Big T day, probably. That rough Big T day. You got punked by the guy that's getting punked. That's a collateral punk. But I mean, it's clear that at the moment Merez is starting, right? Because what you can also see is Merez is playing with Yaxel, and Aday is going against Yaxel. Yaxel's also, this was my first realization. He's wearing number 23.
Yeah.
Um,
He
he
23 and got a haircut, and he's wearing a headband and sleeves.
Yeah, he loves himself a lot. Something to monitor.
I love him too, to be
No,
clear.
he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was going to bring me to my next point. Is there any world he plays the three?
You got where I was going to get with this. So the current theorized lineup for Michigan this year is Cadeau at point, either Kaysen or Namari Burnett at the two, either Roddy Gale or Namari Burnett at the three. Then Yaxel at the four and Merez or Mara at the five. Here's what I would say. Namari Burnett, we know, is a proven role-playing veteran. He's won a lot of basketball games. He's a great 3-and-D guy with no ego. He makes everybody better. You need a Namari Burnett on the court if you're playing Elliot Cadeau at point guard. It's a good fit together. So Namari's going to play. Kaysen, we're hoping, breaks out. But even if Kaysen breaks out, unless he's a superstar, it's kind of clunky in between Cadeau and Burnett. Roddy Gale was flat out bad all season. He had a great NCAA tournament, and I'm happy he's back based on what he gave Michigan in the tournament. That kid's tough as nails. But if Gale goes through the same struggles he did last year, couldn't you just slide Yaxel to the three, Merez to the four, Mara to the five, and suddenly, hear me out, because Illinois fans, I hear you, I see you in the comments, you're insufferable about this. If that's what happened, if it turned out that Michigan's best lineup was Yaxel at the three, Merez at the four, Mara at the five, guess what? Merez got what he wants. He's playing the perimeter and starting and doing more. Mara got what he wants. He's starting and playing more. And Yaxel's as good at the three as he is at the four. No team on earth could match up with that. They'd be the best. They would be the number one offensive and defensive rebounding team in the country. Their 2-point defense would be unstoppable. The only question you would have is shooting, and defensively teams could probably just pack the paint on that. But I would argue, okay, pack the paint. Let's turn it into a rebounding drill, and let's see what happens, right? Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Card, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand.
I would argue they can't because of what we saw Mara do in this clip.
Ah,
He will stretch the floor because you can't not guard him at the 3 point line because he's 7'3". If you're just not going to guard him, he will make every single entry pass possible. Yaxel Merez will bully you. So you have to apply pressure to him on the ball to try and steal it before he does that. And Yaxel can shoot a little bit. Merez is obviously that's the clunky part of any lineup Merez is going to be in. But I think Yaxel passed up going to the NBA. Merez is upset that he didn't have the opportunity to do it because of the role he played. Mara, same thing. If Yaxel's going to get back what he passed up, I think playing the three gets it to him quicker than playing the four. If Merez is going to play at the next level, it's probably not at the five
at the
unless it's an
four.
off the bench role type of thing, like a Montrezl Harrell type of deal. And Aday Mara just needs to play.
Yeah.
That gets all three of them, like you said, everything they wanted, not just here, but what they're at like looking for in the future too, or at least the opportunity for that. I think that's going to be the end result.
Here's what I would say too. Ignore Yaxel for a second, which is hard to do because he's a monster, but ignore Yaxel for a second. A roster with Merez and Mara, I have no doubt could play together. You could play Merez at the four and Mara at the five, especially if you didn't have Yaxel at the three. It gets a little clunkier with Yaxel at the three just because, like, you want to optimize your best player and put him at his natural position, right? But once Yaxel disappears, like if somehow Merez and Mara are back next year, I would bet you see a lot of Merez and Mara together because Mara gives you the rim protection, Merez might not. Merez gives you the rebounding, Mara might not. Mara can pass, Merez can finish. It all would work. But this was the first time seeing this clip because people know this. I've been a Mara skeptic. The same way I don't really believe in Cadeau all that much. I don't really believe in Mara all that much. As high as I am on Merez, I'm usually as low on Mara. This reel is the first time I've considered that, wow, maybe they do need to try and play them together because it was an eye-popping 30 seconds. And I'm sure they only chose the best stuff here, but this is what UCLA thought they were getting 2 years ago. Mick Cronin completely botched it. He put him in the worst defensive system possible. Dusty's going to correct that. And I don't know how, the bottom line is this, I don't know how you could doubt Dusty May's ideas with front court pieces right now based on how Danny and Vlad went last year.
The real issue with all of this isn't Mara, Yaxel, or Merez. It's
The other
Elliott.
guys.
It's Elliott.
Why? Just because spacing?
Yeah, if you have a point guard that can shoot, you play the three of them together and you have no worries, right? If Braden Smith is the point guard or Fletcher Lawyer is the two, we're not having this conversation. These
Yeah.
three are playing the positions they're naturally supposed to play in this role, right? And they're going to play the roles they're naturally supposed to play. The problem is the other guy doesn't complement them, and the role of a point guard is to complement your team.
Yeah. The other issue, like talking happiness, I'll spoil it for you right now. There's no way you keep everyone happy on this team. Because even if you're trying to keep Yaxel, Merez, Mara happy, guess who that comes at the expense of? Comes at the expense of Roddy Gale, Trey McKenney, who's a McDonald's All-American, by the way. We haven't even mentioned him, who would give you the shooting that you're looking for. Winters Grady, a kid that played with Darren Peterson and he's just forgotten about right now. Again, gives you the skill set you're looking for. LJ Cason's supposed to be a breakout star. If you go bigger, you lose opportunities for all of those guys again. But I would just twist this. Obviously, there is sacrifice for these guys to even sign up to be on this roster, though, right? Like if you're sitting here being like, well, are these players really going to be happy sacrificing? They all already sacrificed to be here. Like Merez and Mara knew that Yaxel was a target when they committed. So I feel like you didn't see any decommitments late. Clearly, Michigan has a plan for this. And again, I'm skeptical it's going to stay happy all season, but I'm at least intrigued. And I have to end this video with this final note from me. As impressive as that 31 seconds was, and it has me rethinking all these lineup possibilities. If I have to draw a line in the sand and pick which side I'm on, let me make it extremely clear. And Illinois fans, I want you to hear this. I'm siding with the guy who's been starting with Team USA all month and was the leading scorer in the gold medal game with a double-double over the guy who had 31 good seconds at his expense on a practice video. Is that fair, Dion?
That's very fair. That's very fair. I want to end it with this. I think who cares how happy anybody besides those three and Trey McKinney are? If McKinney's cool with his role and he'll be back, and those three are cool with their roles, I don't think I care if Roddy Gale's happy. I don't think I care if Elliot Cadeau's happy. Now, granted, Dusty probably feels different. There's so much turnover in college basketball, though, at the moment. I'm going to make my best players happy. I'm going to go win games based upon my best players winning games. We have one of the best players in college basketball in Yaxel. We have a guy, like you just said, who dominated in the gold medal game for Team USA. And then we have a guy who like low key cooked him in practice and is 7'3" and can pass and defend and do all these different things. I'm gonna be honest, if LJ Kaysen came to me and was like, "Hey man, I'm unhappy in my role," I'd be okay.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
shrug my shoulders. Like
It's true. It's a competitive environment where guys just got to earn it. If you're unhappy, earn it, you
yeah,
know?
I
So,
don't want the guys that are unhappy and they don't want to go attack the way these guys are. Mara saw what Merez did and said, I want him in practice. Yaxel shows up every day as the best player. Merez went to Switzerland and said, I'm the best player. If the other guys can't fall in line with your best players, I don't think I want them anyway.
yeah. And one thing I think you cannot deny with the way this roster was built, it's a bunch of dudes who still feel they have a bunch of shit to prove. Right? Merez left his last destination being like, fuck you, I need to prove this. Mara left UCLA being like, fuck you, I need to prove this. Yaxel very clearly feels like NBA scouts don't view him how they should. I think even you could argue Cadeau probably feels this way. I need to prove I'm not what Hubert turned me into. So it's a team full of guys. Even Roddy Gale coming back off last year. I got to prove that's not me in my final opportunity. There is a sense of desperation and competitiveness with all of these guys that I think should only fuel good play as time goes on. And one last creative, unorthodox idea as we go through lineups. Last year, Michigan played Danny Wolf at point guard a lot. I mean, when Trey Donaldson wasn't on the floor, you put Danny at the one. Let's go Yaxel at the one. Let's put McKenney at the two, Namari Burnett at the three. There's your shooters. Merez at the four, Mara at the five. I don't know who guards that.
I was going to say, Yaxel obviously doesn't think the NBA views him the way they should. There's a guy in Neek Clifford who I think is the blueprint for Yaxel getting what he wants from the NBA. Neek played a lot of one at Colorado State.
Yeah, could work. The lineup combinations are tantalizing. Whew, I'm seriously out of breath from Illinois fans in the mentions on this, though. It's going to be a long year. This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. And they're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.